Hello guys, this is Brian here with the update video. Today is Monday, March the 7th, 2016. It's about 7:30 in the evening now, and I had some updates. There's been some developments, and I just woke up from a nap, so my hair's kind of messy. I just woke up. um, Had a long day at work anyway. There's been some developments. I finally went to the neck doctor about the bulging disc in my neck, which is the neurosurgeon, because the neurologist found the problems in my neck from my MRI. Uh, he said does not want no surgery at this time, and that was a relief. Um, he changed he changed the dose. He changed the prescription on the tramadol from taking. I think my old prescription from the neurologist was like 2 to 3 pills. Well, he changed it up to four pills a day if I need it, which I certainly don't need that much unless I'm really hurting really bad. Um, he said he's going to get me set with physical therapy and also with the pain management doctor and see if they can get my pain under control with the epidural steroid injection. He wasn't for sure if they're able to do it because the spot where it's bulging out is maybe be real difficult for them to get to. And so he says sometimes the pressure from the fluid after it's done may aggravate it worse. They're not bulging out as bad as the neurologist was saying, but of course they're not the spine specialists, are they? I did mention that my back hurts really bad constantly, not constantly. I mean, I would say more than often. And he said, "Well, let's do an MRI of your back and see what's going on there." I said, "Well, that's good." Because, I told him, off and on for 10 years, my back's been bothering me. It went away after gastric bypass, but it went right back right after I had my appendectomy because I was wearing that abdominal binder. And of course, the way you situate it after that surgery messes with your back. So my primary care doctor did an x-ray and didn't see nothing on the x-ray and find it to be muscle related. And he said, well, let's do MRI. And I did. Boy, now I have a back problem. One hand, I knew there was going to be something. The other hand, I was hoping not to have nothing wrong with me. You know how that feeling is? You don't want to have something wrong. And then the other hand, you do want them to find something. Because I did not want to be I did not want to be a person go down the road having back problems and pain medicine, pain management, nothing ever being done about, things like that. And I also told, before I had the MRI, I said, even once in a while, but it's happening more, that I have shooting pain that goes down my leg, back my left thigh, like sciatica. He said it could be sciatica, but let's do an MRI and see what's going on. I went back to the doctor the week afterwards, and they found 3 discs are protruding out. One has no fluid. The one that has no fluid, he said, I think I understood him correctly, it's not pinching the nerve, but it's pushing on the nerve, and that's what's causing the pain going down my leg. The other ones, as combination with the one with fluid, is the one that's causing the actual back pain itself. He said I definitely would need to have a steroid injection on that. Definitely. He changed the muscle relaxer I was on. The neurologist gave me Xanaflex, which does not make me goofy at all. But it's a short acting one. It only lasts between 2 to 4 hours, depending on the person's body. For me, only lasts for between 2 to 4 hours. So he changed to Soma, SOMA, one every 8 hours. He said, just be careful with this one because it can make people goofy, loopy. And boy, does it. So now, since I can't take this while work, I can't take unless somebody drives me home, or I'm at if somebody drives a car or I'm at home, I have to take it. So I can't take them out. So the other ones I can because it doesn't make me goofy. So they got me in with physical therapy. Last week was my first evaluation. I was supposed to go back this Thursday, but I had to cancel because I'm having a procedure done, and I'm going to get to that in a second. So they got me in the pain management doctor. Well, I made an appointment almost a month ago for March the 4th. So I finally went to the pain management doctor on the 4th because, they were talking about my neck and see what they could do. And luckily, he uses the same pain management doctor that the neurologist uses. There's only a few of them around here on the HMO Blue Cross, so I guess they kind of figure that out, I guess. The other one that's here in Rockwall does not have any hospitals does not have any hospital privileges, any hospitals around here, so I don't know what they're doing. The other one is in Wiley, which is about 10 miles, but it's a long way because you have to drive around the lake. But luckily, this one is in Rowlett, and he goes to Presbyterian in Lake Point, luckily. So, the pain management, I had a consultation with the pain management doctor. He doesn't want to do nothing with my neck right now because, just like the neurosurgeon says, the pressure from the fluid might, the way where it's bulging out can affect, there's my Sharpie marker, can make it worse. But definitely I do have to have one in my back. Let me back up. The spine doctor says if nothing works, I might have to have back surgery, but he doesn't want to dive into that right now, which is a relief. But although if my back pain gets worse, if nothing helps, I definitely need to have something done with it. I mean, to me, taking pills, muscle relaxers, pain pills, pain patches, walk around in pain is not going to be productive in the long term. So I went to the pain management doctor and he said we could do an epidural injection. He changed the tramadol dosage to 100 milligrams because I would tell him I wake up in a lot of pain. My back's so stiffed up when I wake up in the morning, and then if I ride in a car for more than 30 minutes, it gets like that, and that pain shoots down my leg. Or if I walk around a lot, that happens too. So he changed the prescription on the tramadol. He changed the prescription on the Soma to give me 2 pills every 2. I think it says 2 pills every 8 hours. I could have sworn that he was going to change it to a muscle relaxer that's 24-hour acting one, so I could take it in the evening and then have relief in the morning, going into the morning hours. But when I went to the pharmacy, it was Soma, so I don't know if I misunderstood him because he increased the dosage of Soma. I don't know, but I'm going to see him on Wednesday at the hospital anyway, so I'm going to ask him there when I'm there to make sure if I'm understanding him correctly. Because that Soma makes you goofy, so I'm assuming he may have made a mistake because I know taking 2, well, good grief, makes you probably zoned out for almost for 5 hours after taking that. I'm sure if 1 makes me goofy for 2 hours, I can imagine what 2 does. He also gave me a patches to where it's not for, say, pain patch, not really. It's nothing like fentanyl or Dilaudid or anything like that. Thank God. Because I told him, the pain management doctor, I told him, I have a problem with narcotics. But if I have to take them for long periods of time, like after surgery, I develop severe constipation because gastric bypass or weight loss surgery does that to people, apparently. And I was worrying about that when I had my thigh lift, too. I told him when if for more than a week, if I have to take it for more than a week's time, or 3 to 7 days at a time, I have to take lots of anti-constipation medicine. What is it, like Ducalax or Marilax or something like that? Stool softener pills too. It just backs up everything and it aggravates my stomach. Normally, they could treat this with NSAIDs, by mouth. But in my case, I can't take that. And he said, well, we surely don't want to risk you having an ulcer at all. So that's why they kind of expedited having an epidural steroid injection. Like I said, they gave me this patch. There's a whole bunch of them. It's lidocaine patch 5%. And this is by prescription only. The label in this says I can apply. Well, this thing says 3, but he only gave me a prescription for 2, 60 for 30 days. His label, the actual prescription label says apply 2, but the manufacturer says you can apply up to 3. You can apply up to 3 patches at a time to cover the most painful area. Apply patches only up to 12 hours in a 24-hour period. And it says in commas, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And then remove patch if it irritates. So I've been using this since Friday. He did tell me he wasn't for sure where the nerve and the muscle is. He was concerned. He was kind of concerned this may not penetrate deep enough. But I've been using it for the last, what is it now? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 3 days now. It seems to help in the morning. Now, I still have a little bit of stiffness, but it's not as bad like it was. I laid off taking Soma unless I absolutely have to. Thursday, I did have to take that because after I had my physical therapy, well, I took it before I went to physical therapy because I knew they were going to bend me all kinds of ways, which I was glad I did take that. And then we had to go to, we drove someplace for a family function for a birthday party, and that was kind of far away. And I took another one in the car, so that shooting pain was happening. But they seemed to help. But like I said, I put it on like an hour before I go to bed to make sure it gets in the system, gets on the back and then get into bed. But up to 12 hours, we'll see. If I go to bed at 10, if I have to get up early to go to work, I have to go to bed at 10. So that should in theory give me time when I get up. But my point is, well, if my back is stiffed up in the morning, it takes 2 or 3 hours to get the pain to go away. That's not long enough. So when I see him on Wednesday, I'm gonna make sure I'm understanding this correctly and all this. Like I said, he did change. I don't know if I said this or not. I'm so tired right now. He did change the medication. He did change my muscle relaxer Soma to 2 times a day. But like I said, but good grief, that's too much, I think. So I don't know if they made a mistake by sending in the wrong medication. Just select Soma by mistake. I don't know. What else? Oh, I have the epidural. They called me today, and they can do my epidural injection the day after tomorrow, Wednesday. Or otherwise, they had a cancellation, or otherwise I have to wait till the last week of March, like right before Easter or somewhere around there. So that's pretty good news. I was going back to physical therapy on Thursday, but he said I can't have physical therapy between 7 to 10 days after this. There weren't no injuries, so can't have no physical therapy after that. But other than that, I'm doing okay. I'm just hoping I'll get some clarification on this muscle relaxer. Like I said, although he said he was going to put me on that it was a 24-hour acting one, but he changed. But this one says 2 every 8 hours, so that's kind of too much, in my opinion. Because I know one makes me goofy for 2 hours. I just can't imagine what 2 pills will do. I don't know. I just have to check with the doctor. Oh, but the epidural injection, he said most people can be knocked out for this, but in my particular case, where the location is, I had to be awake. He said I'd be in the twilight zone, sort of, but I'll be real relaxed. They give you certain medication, the IV, It's kind of like I had that done with when I was in the hospital C. diff. They did a scope down my mouth. He said it's kind of like that, but you're not put asleep all the way. It's like real light sleep. You be able to still you barely will know what's going on, but you still can talk to the doctor because if he hits a nerve, I have to tell him so he can stop. Or if I feel any pressure. So I'm not looking forward to that. But he said I can take a slow mo right before I go in, right before I go to the hospital. And luckily, the hospital's just 3 miles down the road. Unfortunately, it's a hospital that I don't like. Um, as at Lake Point Medical Center, I was treated there very badly over 10 years ago, and I never went back. I was there for gallbladder. I thought I was having a heart attack, but it turned out to be a gallbladder attack, and I had no insurance, and they treated me very shitty. So, but now I do have insurance, so hopefully I'm treated a little bit better. Um, so who knows? I'm just kind of scared about having that done. I'm kind of aware of it. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I'm doing okay. The 24th of March will be my 3-month mark. I've had my thigh lift. I'm going to do some pictures then because I go back to the doctor on the 24th for that. I'm healing up good. I still have a lot of swelling going on, but the incisions are healing up very nicely. They're starting to smooth out. I'm able to bend my thighs much easier. I'm able to walk much easier besides the leg pain I'm having. um, very, very much easier. Um, very it's when you have that thigh lift done, you can't bend your legs very much afterwards. I would say between 4 to 6 weeks in, you can, and it drives you nuts. It kind of drives you crazy because it's because it's swollen, so therefore you feel a lot of pressure and tightness when afterwards. Um, Personally, I couldn't lay flat in the bed. I had to sleep in a recliner. So if you're thinking of having that done, get in the recliner so you can get up easier. Because I was able to put a pillow underneath my legs, my knees, and that helped a lot with the recliner because you're able to get out that much easier than the bed. Because with the bed, you have to twist your body. And personally, it just felt, laying flat like that, even though I had lots of pillows, it just felt uncomfortable. So just think about that. Just my random thought. If you do have any questions, comments, please post them below. I'd love to hear from y'all. Talk to you later.